Alright, we are back. And we are going to look at the rest of Mission 9 today. So, advanced fueling, get a better fuel depot. I don't know where it's going to be useful, as that I'm pretty sure, unless it has bigger, more, not bigger, more places to input stuff, I don't know that we're going to be able to get the fuel into it to supply it. Hey, our servitude guy thing is working. How many more of these we need? 80. And we'll just take that. That'll be enough. Why am I taking them from the wrong place? Put that over there. And then we need 1,000 carbon nanotubes, but those come in rather quickly, so that's not a big deal. I need 166, so we just need a few more of those and we'll have those done. No more tokens yet. We do need to set our lab for the next thing we want to work on with it, which is probably going to be the halls. We haven't even looked at changing these recipes over yet, but I don't know that we're going to here. Alright, so we should have... Okay, what happened to our nanotubes? Are we literally out of carbon or something? We've got all the diamonds we need. Where are we doing nanotubes at? I know we're doing them here somewhere. Yeah, it looks like we're running out of carbon. Is that because I fed it all to the computer? I'm pretty sure it's because I fed it all to the computer for upgrading. No, there's plenty in there. We need to upgrade it so we can send more out. But it looks like this one got emptied. Okay, now these are completely full. And they are going over there. We could do this. It says 10 recipes, but it's only got like 7 in there. It may not be able to feed it fast enough. It's probably because of this. Because we're feeding so much stuff into the recycler. But that's actually, it looks like titanium that's going there right now, so not 100% sure. Also, if we upgrade these, I want to see if we upgrade this. No, it still says 1-to-1. Okay, as I thought it said that when you upgraded them, they put out more for the same amount. So I was expecting that maybe it's the Mark III that does that, which we haven't gotten to yet. All right, so we got 176. That'll be enough. Plop that in there, and we can get that finished.
The Mark
That is a lot of
II
nanotubes.
has now been unlocked. This module has a faster fuel transfer rate and can fuel larger starships more efficiently.
Yes, but how do we get the fuel into it fast enough? That is my problem, is how we get it in there, because this is just an upgrade to this, so it's still only going to have 4 sides, and you can only transfer 300 per tank per side. So even if I put 2 more on here, 3, 6, 9, 12, I could only do 1,200 in, and that would mean that I would have to have sources making me 300 to be able to do that. And I don't know that that's really going to be helpful if we don't have a way of transferring it in there. But we will look at that when we get to the actual upgrade. Now we need 250 super alloy and 5 supercomputers, and that'll let us upgrade to Freight Dock 3 and Freighters 3. This will give the dock 9 more slots, 60 more items, send speed, and 100% liquid and gas capacity. Now, maybe that's what I need to look at. And it uses 25 less power. Maybe we need to look at that and see if transferring the hydrogen over by freighter would be better. This gives them a beam weapon turret, 4 more storage slots, 100% liquid capacity higher, so it doubles their liquid and gas storage, plus 60% movement speed. That's awesome. And more hit points, which we're not at a place where that is really necessary because we don't get attacked much around here in the places we're at. But I'm assuming when we get to the junkyard, that may become more of a problem. Now, I'm assuming we don't have any super alloy just sitting around, which is going to be a minor problem for this 250 we need, because, well, I think we need to limit these stacks. So let's actually go and look at that, because we should need to only have 1 stack of each of these in here at a time. So we need to set this to the current, set that to the current, and for right now we want to do this, which I love that being a feature now, and we can disable them. And we will also set this to current, so that's all they can send in there. And we probably should do the same with this one and set these 2, and then set the rest of these as off, so we're not filling this with computers and it can eventually shut off. But with that being the case, we need to get more of this done. So let's take a look and see. It still looks like we're having a bit of an issue with tungsten, even though we have no tungsten in here. That's a problem. And we have no tungsten in our freighter, so we're using up 100% of the tungsten we have coming in. We do have 1 more up there. What is this one? Carbon. That's a titanium. That's a tungsten. And then wasn't there another tungsten around here? No. So we need to go and set up. I guess I need to look at the blueprint. So we need this one. So we're going to need some frames and some fiber optics. And I believe... no, it must be the other one. Alright, let's go back over here. And let's just grab a whole bunch of frames. I'm going to grab a bunch of these too, because we always end up needing them. And while we're here, let's put in 2 more of those because we are using a lot of nanotubes now. And I believe we're sending, yeah, we're sending. So we need to go to Cialis. This is where we make it, so we can just grab them from there. And then back over here. And we should now be able to build a new miner. Hey, look at you thinking you're all special. Get the hell out of here. Alright. Build this new miner out here. And we need to set this to the main. And we'll set this as tungsten miner 2. Get us a freighter built for it. And we're going to have it go from tungsten miner 2 to tungsten drop off. And go ahead and upgrade it to a number 2 so it can move a lot faster. And eventually we can do those up to number 3s. Hey, that's a tungsten. I'll take that. Which might be a good idea to set one of those bots over here. Let them start picking some of these things up. And this guy's an interceptor. We could put him to work patrolling out here too. I didn't realize we had him sitting here. Alright, what's it gonna take? Oh, we got everything we need. Good. Alright, so we need to go. That one's titanium, that one's tungsten. So we need to go this way. Without going through the purple terribleness. Don't fly through the purple terribleness. Alright. 2. Get that there. We're probably going to have to set up some more generators, or upgrade generators, to be honest. Let's get that built. This is going to be tungsten 3 when my mouse stops running away. And for right now, go ahead and upgrade him. And we're going to send him back to the same exact drop off as the other one. These are quite far out from the hub, unlike this one, which is relatively close. So these guys should take a little while to actually get back there and drop off, so we shouldn't have too big of a issue with them being going to the same one. They should be dropping off big amounts, but slowly. It should take them, you know, a matter of time to get back here, even though we did just upgrade them. Do we have any? We do not have. Let's go ahead and set this one. Oops. Let's go ahead and filter this one, set it to current, and then we should already have this set as lower priority. yeah, let's change this down to 2. And then multi-link all of these back to here. And I think I didn't hit the link button, so it didn't link back there. Hold on, let's do this the right way this time. So all of those link here. I think it's set. I have no idea. I don't like the way that, yeah, there we go. It did set. I don't like the way that multi-link does that. So how is power doing here? It looks like we're doing okay. We're still 300 under now. Once these guys, well, no, they're actually taking off, so they're fine. All right, so we now should be making, yeah, they've got plenty of tungsten in there now. So as long as we have enough of them to keep these supplied, once they get enough up and going, which for some reason we're out of advanced frames, which we can upgrade these now to Mark IIs, which is nice. But I think when I put the second one of these in here, I didn't duplicate these. So let's go ahead and try. I don't want it to be out, so we're going to do it this way. And I don't remember these buttons, so take all, sell, duplicate. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4 more of those. And then I need more regular hulls, which again we have plenty of here. So now we can duplicate this one twice, and now that should give us plenty for getting that done. All right, so how are we doing on tungsten? We still don't have any in here. But we do have tungsten over on that other asteroid belt, the 5th one. So we could use this one more for what we need for this kind of stuff. And we could even send super alloy over through a wormhole if we need to. Back over here to help with the super alloy that's needed here. Now that we're, you know, making all of it. So we really don't have anything we're using this place for right now. We have titanium, we have tungsten there, we have tungsten there, tungsten there, titanium, and we do have 1 carbon as well. So if we do, we're doing power on that side. So if we do this, we have to get the miners and freighters and all that set up. But if we do production, and I think it's in the fabricator, right? If we do this and we set it to this one, and we do have an atomizer, so we can go ahead and link that up there, so anything we do have can go in there, so it can get started on making us titanium. And it's only 2 carbon to 5 titanium, so that'll be helpful. So I think that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna set up making tungsten over here. Now, tungsten we don't have another recipe for, so that's just gonna go into this. So this will be our tungsten, which is a 2-to-1 recipe. Do we have... yeah, we haven't picked up any. Is there any around here? Usually there's some asteroids not too far away. Holy crap. Where did all you guys come from? I know, this is a much more hostile place. So we will have much more, which is why we probably should set up a shipbuilder and get us a interceptor to just kind of go around this place. Let's go ahead while we're discussing it, get us one of these built over here. And production, a plasma forge. We need advanced or reinforced plating for that, and we're not going to bother with setting up normal production of stuff like that over there. We're going to use this for just the high-end stuff that we need. So we'll go ahead and put this here, and then we can link this to here and that to there, and that'll get our super alloy started when we get the tungsten done. So give me a minute. I'm gonna go get those miners built, and I will do this as a working things out stream. So if you want to see me go around placing these miners, getting everything set up, link should be up here in the corner. See you over there, or see you back in just a minute. Alright, so we got a little bit of work done. Again, if you want to see what all we did, you can go check it out. But we built another 2 titanium miners here, put in a new freighter dock here for titanium, so we can get more titanium coming into this area. And we also got miners out over here in this one, and started making super alloy over here, which has been sending into the hub here, which has done a pretty nice job. We also found something I didn't know was a thing, because for some reason I just didn't poke around the buttons enough. Which is, if you go to, well, anything, honestly, in the build thing, there's this little plus that I can just barely see on those, but it shows up more in the blueprints and is honestly a lot more useful in the blueprints. But you can just hit add to to-do list, and it gives you a to-do list over here with all the things that is in the blueprint and all the things you need to create that blueprint. And not only that, you can continually hit plus. That's what we did in the working video, was, or stream, was we did like 4 something of this, and then it just gives you a shopping list of what you need to go grab, and as you place them, they come off the to-do list. So then the to-do list will go away on its own. Also, I did find out, which I also had not paid attention to, because Bear doesn't read, I can actually turn these by clicking my middle mouse button. Also didn't know that. We also had to build a few more reactors over here due to power problems. We found that we have 120 super alloys sitting in our reactor box. So we're going to go grab that after I make a little bit of room by getting rid of some of this junk that I don't need, because I'm carrying around a whole bunch of junk that I don't need. Oh, and one other thing I found interesting. We did discuss the fact that we really need to get a lot more of these made, because we're having major issue with titanium at the moment, which is probably where we're going to start changing the frames over to the other recipes. I didn't actually look at what they are at the moment, and I can't remember. Probably in a fabricator. We have this one, so it's composite we need. And we have loads of carbon over at that area. We have a whole nother place we haven't set up yet. I did upgrade a couple reactors here, and I think I did a couple over at the other place as well. And I also noticed this guy does not just go to the little area right here around him. He's been going like way out collecting stuff. So it is really useful to have him going and collecting asteroids, because he just, look how far out he's coming. I thought he was only going to do in that circle, but no, he will go, he's working on a systematically cleaning up this entire area of asteroids. Which means if he doesn't have a laser on his butt, we're probably going to have to set up a ship to follow him. And these guys can't do it because I don't think they have guns. I'm going to go ahead and have this one do it. Escort. Now, do I click this? No, I actually have to click him, which means I've got to find him, which is not always the easiest thing to do. Okay, he's up this way. So, escort him. Seriously? He can't escort him. It won't let me click him. I can't escort that. Can you only escort these? Or is it because you can't? Yeah, he can escort the freighter, but he can't escort the servitor, which is kind of weird, because if he's able to go out and collect asteroids, you should want to follow him, escort him, keep him safe. Alright, I might have to say something about that as well. Okay, but anyways, let's get this dropped off into here. That gets us what we need. Throw those in. Get that complete. Grab the rest of that I don't need in there.
Mark III freighter docks can store considerably more items ready for transport. They can also output items at a faster rate, letting you link more modules to them and avoid bottlenecks. Mark III freighters can be constructed from Mark III docks, and these can also transport more items at higher speeds, as well as having a mounted beam turret for defense against nearby enemies.
Now it says you can make Mark III, but I'm pretty sure we can upgrade, because we upgraded from Mark 1 to Mark 2. I don't think we need a Mark III freighter dock to upgrade to a Mark III. So that might be a little bit full of shit. We'll have to find out about that. But we definitely want to get this done. So we need to send in 2,500 of those, which is going to be 10 slots. So let's 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to set those to hull plating. And then all of these, we are going to... It's not what I wanted to do. All of these... Oh, I see what I did. All of those were selected. All of these... These aren't selected. Why are you disabling them? There. I think it's right now. So we can set that to that. And then all of our extra ones that we have in here will go into there. So that'll start getting those done. And we're going to end up changing over these here. So we're not using so much titanium to make these. We're going to change them over to that new recipe. We could do these, but I believe that takes super alloy. And currently we don't have that much super alloy. It only takes 1 for 3, so it may not be a terrible idea. So we may end up doing that. But this is going to be the first step, is getting these two done. So we'll look at that later on down the line. We also should do these as well. And again, it's not going to be something that we do here. It's going to be what we do at 3 and 5, or Asteroid Belt 2 and 3. Anyways, advanced base machinery. This is going to give us the level 3 matter printer and smelter. This is going to take 50 heavy frames, which we probably do not have, because heavy frames are something that we definitely need to get working on, because we've been working on the plating and not the frames. So I'm actually 10 short on getting those done, which we can go ahead and change these over. So let's go ahead and actually do that. Since we're needing so much titanium, we'll change these over to production, fabricator, that. And we want this for those, which means we're also going to need to make the composite, which should be in one of these. And now we have this, but it doesn't look like we have much of it. So let's go ahead and upgrade all of these. Why are you being a pain? I'll upgrade all of them, and then if we need to, which we probably will, we'll put in more of them as well. Apparently I have something damaged out there, so I'll have to go check on that. But now this, we need to multi-link all of those. Link to this guy. So now all of those are coming to here, and then it needs to link back to here. And then we also need the titanium, which we can also upgrade these to Mark II fabricators. So we'll link all of those up to this guy. Okay, that's now linked. And then we can duplicate this to give us about the same amount. And we actually forgot I need this over to each of those. So now that should help with giving us more of our heavy frames, because we should be getting a lot more frames. Now, I did notice that this is like out of titanium, but it looks like maybe they're maybe let's go ahead and start upgrading these. And yes, I could do the multi-select thing and just have it upgrade all of them at once, but other than accidentally clicking on that freighter somehow, I don't mind doing it this way. Yeah, I was kind of worried about that. Let's see, let's start upgrading, which I shouldn't be doing this because it takes our heavy frames, which we need. Also, we should probably start upgrading these, which don't take heavy frames. That way we can store more power. Since we use so much power here. And it looks like we're still doing good on the... Yeah, we're still doing good on the hydrogen coming in, so we're going to be good there. And it looks like we've got a whole whopping 4 more of those done. So I think that's going to be the last one we need to do before we do our final one, which is going to be a lot of work getting that many interceptors done and the archers and lifters. So let's go ahead and end off here. It's been a rather long episode, and we will see what we can do to get these heavy frames done. it still looks like we don't have... Oh, we just don't have enough of this. Alright, well, we can just make like 4 of them. We should have plenty of carbon if I remember correctly. Which one's carbon? Yeah, we've got tons of carbon. So, yeah, we've got tons sitting here too. So that should kick that in the butt a little bit. Now, we do still need to work on the whole warhead thing. So I will do a Patreon stream for that, getting all the warhead stuff set up that we've already looked at, and give you a card up in the corner. It should be done between this episode and the next one, so it'll be on the next one. And we'll get that done and get it ready for when we start building those. So, and I'll probably work on the heavy frames in that as well. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.